My name is Kellie Mieras, and I am the Business Operations Manager for OMNI. I've worked for OMNI for just under 2 years. I originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan, on the west side, and I grew up there, went to college there, and then decided that I needed to get out because I couldn't stand the snow. So a job opportunity brought me to California, and I've been out here for almost 15 years now. I have a really close relationship with my family. It's my mom, dad, sister, brother-in-law, and nephew. I also have an extremely spoiled cat who is my boss, I like to say. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. I don't have any military background, just friends and family who have served. So I've been adjacent to it, I guess, but no direct military experience. So I graduated from college. I originally started college as a film major, but I didn't want to move out to Los Angeles. Funny story. So I started working for a bank 3 days after I turned 18 and did that all through college and decided to change my major to finance and management. So I worked at the bank all through college, and then after I graduated, I moved up there and then decided to take another role that just was not a great fit, but I had an opportunity to come and work for Bank of America out in Orange County through a mutual friend, and came out and I worked there for 12 and a half years. Moved up as was a vice president when I left. I liked what I did most of the time, and it was interesting because a lot of the work that I did was or the positions were developed based off of what I was doing, and then seeing that, hey, we need to spread that out. So they kind of created the position for me. And it was interesting up until a point, and then I kind of hit a ceiling where I knew I needed to make a change because I wasn't feeling challenged anymore. So at that time, I was involved in a lot of our technical projects as kind of the liaison between the technical side and also the line of business, and really enjoyed the technical piece, but then also the project. So I decided to get my master's in project management. So when I decided I was going to go back to get my master's in project management, I decided to go to Embry-Riddle. I'd been introduced to OMNI through my good friends Jesse and Casey Newton, and I had also been on several teams and outings and stuff that OMNI does. Like had a kickball team, we had a bowling league. So I had met people through that, and I really liked the people that I met, and it seemed like interesting work and was completely different from anything that I was doing in the finance world. So I decided to get my degree at Embry-Riddle and kind of pursue space as my next adventure. Yeah, there's definitely the difference between the people that are just doing their job, showing up, doing what's expected, but they don't necessarily want to get involved outside. They have their own thing, which is fine. And then there's the people that really are committed to what Casey and Chico and DV and Nate are all wanted when they started OMNI.
And what was that?
A family.
Yeah.
You got that sound bite.
I did. That was really good.
I know there is some concern with stability as a contractor. However, just being involved in the recruiting side for OMNI, I see how much opportunity there is for people who have the type of experience that our employees bring to the table. So OMNI tries to utilize our people and their skills. Even if one contract ends, we're always trying to find another way that we can use them because we know how valuable they are. In supporting OMNI on the operations side, I kind of do what needs to be done behind the scenes, since most of our corporate core group are also on contracts. So I do a lot of the HR stuff, onboarding, benefit enrollments, timekeeping, stuff like that. I also do the fun stuff. So especially with COVID this year, trying to find ways to make us still come together and feel like a family and a company, doing virtual team building events. And we did a wine tasting night. Also got to plan the company party in 2019 before COVID. I am involved in recruiting and sourcing, trying to find candidates to fill positions, writing up the job postings that we do put out. So it's hard to say because my day is really kind of driven by whatever needs to be done. So I can have a schedule in mind of I need to get this done, this done, this done, and then I get an email that completely derails my plans. I can manage the competing priorities most of the time because I'm very organized, and so I try to make things as efficient as possible, where if somebody needs this, I can prioritize, well, I can do this because I know exactly where it's at or what needs to be done. It's a process that's in my head, and I can do that quickly. Things that take more creative and it's not a process, those tend to take more effort and are harder to prioritize. So I'm currently in processing to start my first direct bill job with OMNI, supporting the customer. In processing has been interesting, to say it politely, and the way my mind works is as I'm in processing, I'm thinking of ways of how could this be an easier process, but besides the point. So making sure that I'm doing what's expected of me, and trying to weed through the direction and all the different emails that I'm sending out to people that I haven't met and don't know what their expectations are is a little difficult, because I do want to please people, and it's hard to know when you don't know what when you don't know what the expectations are. It's a little nerve-wracking, but everyone on the team so far has been very great. The employee Dan, who is transitioning out of the position that I'm backfilling, he's been awesome in helping introduce and find ways that he knows my skills, how they would translate and help the team out. So it's exciting, it's new, but ultimately it's what I've wanted to do since I decided to change careers back in 2016. I definitely have some concerns going into the new role, because I'm not the subject matter expert, which is kind of where I've always entered into projects. I know my skills and I know I can contribute, but things like the terminology and just learning about the mission and everything is all going to be new to me. Dan, who was previously in the role, he has already helped and explained to the customer the background so they know where I'm coming from, so that takes off a level of stress. But I know that he'll still be around to help me even after we've transitioned into their new roles. And then I also have Chico, who will be my program manager, and Nate as my functional manager to help me in whatever ways that I need, and they'll always make themselves available. In my new role, I'll be on the program integration team for EWS, which supports the United States Space Force in the area of weather. What I really enjoy about working for OMNI is that no day is the same. Yes, there are some parts of the job that have to get done and aren't fun and exciting, but still, with the interactions that I have with the people and now with the customer and stuff, I know that it's not going to be like the same thing over and over, pushing a button. It's using my brain and using the skills and creating relationships and connections to get the job done. From my experience with management at OMNI, they want to help you succeed. They're not micromanagers. They make themselves available for whatever you need. So they kind of let you lead your success. I think OMNI is a great place to work if you have aspirations for your career or have ideas that you don't necessarily know how to implement yourself. OMNI wants to support its employees and also its customers, so they give you a lot of opportunity to be heard and get involved and suggest ideas and try to make your ideas actionable at the corporate level. So one thing that I'm involved in with OMNI is our idea incubation group, and that's just kind of a chance for those who are interested to join each week, and we kind of just brainstorm and share ideas. This video is a result of that. We've made some software switches because of it, and are always looking for ways of how can we utilize our employees' skills and interests to make OMNI a more fun place to work, but also a more well-rounded organization that supports their customer and supports its employees.